Hello everyone and welcome to the English grammar in a nutshell. Today we are going to talk about the second conditional, but first I'd like to tell you a short story. Now let's take a look at this guy. This is John. When you look at John, there's not really much to see, so let's get some info about our friend here. Would you say that John is probably poor? Well, yes, I think we can say this is true. How about no job? Well, probably not. His pockets are empty and sticking outside. We could also say that he probably doesn't have a home, given the fact that he has no money. He's poor. Hence, he probably doesn't drive a car either. What do you think? Is John married? Perhaps, but from the way things are right now, it's probably safe to say that he has no wife either. No wife, no kids as well. In the end, when we look at our friend, we might say that he has no nice clothes. So there's not really much going on for our friend here, is there? However, John does like to daydream, so he often wonders, now what should I do if I had a lot of money? So if I had a lot of money, I would buy a new house, or if I had a lot of money, I would drive an expensive car. If I had a lot of money, I would have a beautiful wife. If I had a lot of money, I would have 2 kids and a dog. If I had a lot of money, I would travel around the world. Or if I had a lot of money, I would buy some nice clothes. So this is what John usually daydreams, fantasizes about. So let's compare. In reality, not much going on for our friend John. But in his imagination, it's quite different. So let's answer the question. Does John have a lot of money? In reality, no. He fantasizes, however, if he had a lot of money, he would be rich. So again, reality, imagination. Now in reality, John is poor, he has no money. He only imagines what would happen if he had a lot of money. He would buy a new house, have an expensive car, have a beautiful wife, and so on. So basically, we use the second conditional to talk about the impossible, imaginary, or improbable and unlikely situations in the present and future. Now let's take a look at some other examples. Here you've got a young girl fantasizing about visiting China and imagining what she would do if she visited China. Now perhaps she would visit a Great Wall. So the sentence goes, if I went to China, I'd visit the Great Wall. So she's not going to China now or anytime soon, but she's only fantasizing, imagining what would happen if she did go to China. Then she would visit the Great Wall. Let's take a look at another example. Now this girl fantasizes about meeting the Queen of England. And she goes, you know, if I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. There is obviously a very small chance for the girl to meet the Queen of England. However, this does not stop her from fantasizing. And she goes, if I met the Queen of England, so if I had the chance, if this were in any way possible, I would say hello. Here's one more example for you. Now, the guy here is fantasizing what he would do if he, for example, won the lottery. And he goes, if I won the lottery, I would travel around the world. There is a very small possibility for the guy to win the lottery now or in the future, and therefore there is a small possibility, there is a none chance for him to use that money to travel around the world. So again, he's only fantasizing, imagining what would happen if he won the lottery. We can use the second conditional to give advice and recommendations with the form if I were you. Now obviously we can never be someone else, but we can put ourselves in someone else's shoes, imagine ourselves in someone else's positions. So let's give some advice or recommendations. If I were you, I'd look for a new place to live. Or here's another example. I'd go back to school if I were you. And finally, one more. If I were you, I wouldn't go out with that man. Here are some general info about the second conditional, and these info go for all conditionals in English. Remember that we've said earlier that the clauses within the sentence can swap places. So we can say, if I were you, I wouldn't go out with that man. This is the same as saying, I wouldn't go out with that man if I were you. Also remember, if the conditional sentence starts with the if clause, we always have to use comma to separate it. And in the end, we form the second conditional by using the past simple in the if clause and one of the models, would, could, might, plus the infinitive of the main verb in the main clause. Would is the most commonly used. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video and it was useful and educational. If you did, please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.